This segment of the news is brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Three individuals' ashes were interned yesterday at Gigi Sweet's Veterans Memorial on Gamebird Road. There was a service to honor them and our nation's fallen heroes Monday morning.
On this Memorial Day, we pause to reflect upon our blessings as a nation and the high cost of those blessings. We offer you our prayers of thanks and intercession. Thank you for the freedoms that we enjoy in this country, for opportunities to flourish, and for the security of our land. Thank you for those who have served in the armed forces of our country, risking their lives for our liberty.
Well, as usual, we held our annual Memorial Day service. This is our 17th year running for doing it here. Of course, he left our territory in 2010.
And you guys are continuing to do this, of course, every year. This year was very special for you. You interned your wife?
Yeah, that wife of 65 years. She was just a great gal, and used to help out over here for the buffets every Memorial Day. And so we brought in some reinforcements. Two of my daughters from the state of New Hampshire flew out to take over those duties.
All right, and then also tell me about the other two that were interned. Sheets?
Oh, Chief Petty Officer Sheets is from Pahrump. Served some 22 years in the Navy, and had his entire family here and friends. It was an honor to have him here.
And the last one?
The last one was Sergeant Salati from Upper State, New York. We were all in the same company together in career in 1950 and 51.
How many is left in your company?
Well, I don't know about the company. I think the company might be maybe 12. But our platoon has 3. The first platoon has 2, and the second platoon has 2. So whatever that adds up to.
All right. You had the Navy here and JROTC?
Yeah, the high school JROTC every year has been coming to perform with the color guard. And the great thing about it is they're volunteers because school is over.
Yeah.
And they're here on their own to help out. And of course, we're pleased to have the Boy Scouts. They do such a wonderful job. I've had older people at one time, kind of frown, and then when they saw how they performed, why, the Scouts won them over.
The VFW Post held its annual event at the Veterans Memorial inside the Chief Tecopa Cemetery on East Street. We spoke to veteran and MC Joe Abrams about the event.
We do it every year. It's mandated by our organization from Washington, D.C., that it be held on the 30th of May every year.
So everybody knows from now on, 30th of May, we're down here.
That's it. It's pretty much well set out in our manual, what we follow. We can adjust it how we see fit. Yeah. But we pretty much will hold the guidelines of the manual that comes down every year.
Can you tell me what the statue is?
That's representative of a grave. This come about boots and the AR-17 come out of Vietnam. Mm-hmm. That was a primary weapon. First year, I think that they used, I could be wrong, that they used it in conflict.
And each one of the representatives from the VFW Post has a little speech that they say.
That's to represent different aspects of our past warriors.
Memorial Day is typically to honor those in the military who have passed on, right?
That's correct.
Do you also recognize just veterans that are serving at that time?
Yes. Veterans are veterans. Uh-huh. Unfortunately, some of them don't make it back home.
So Veterans Day and Memorial Day should be open to just honoring all veterans?
Everybody. We'll welcome everybody to come.
I place this symbol of purity on this comrade's grave May each future generation emulate the unselfish courage of all men who fought for freedom.
Thought it was an exceptional service. I really did, even though it was, we're used to doing it on a weekend, but that's okay. It was beautiful.
They have to do this on the 30th.
They are sanctioned to do that on Memorial Day.
And so what the Chief Tecopa, though, has this lovely awning, so it's not as hot out here.
Exactly. Yes, it's a blessing in disguise. Thank you, Home Depot.
Exactly. And so the VFW Post held this down here today. As many veterans as possible try to come to every one of these events.
Yes. The problem was it was a Tuesday. That's the only problem. But that's okay.
What's your thoughts on Memorial Day when you're having a day that is sanctioned to remember those who passed?
I try to remember the comrades that passed every day. I don't have a Memorial Day per se.
Yeah.
Every day to me is a Memorial Day. I think of my, especially two fallen comrades that I was in Vietnam with. They're in my thoughts every day.
Parents and teachers with J.G. Johnson Elementary School are holding a rally tonight at 6 p.m. to protest the suspension of school principal Mark Gabrielchik. News 46 met with some upset parents and Nye County School District Superintendent Dale Norton to find out more.
The administrator has been placed on administrative leave pending investigation, and of course with that, it's a personnel matter that we can't discuss. We're going to look out for the best interests of the kids and the staff in that school. We're considering that in our investigation, but those facts will come out once our investigation is complete.
Do you know how long it's going to take?
We don't know for sure. We're taking a look at some things, and the investigators, the administrative staff that's doing those investigations have had other commitments at the same time, so we're trying to wrap it up as soon as we can.
The school board at this point in time has just told us that he's on administrative leave, and we're trying to figure out ourselves as parents how to organize to get meetings with the school board for the simple fact of we want to be able to have a meeting, not wait to drag it out. We want Mr. G reinstated because he was good for the kids at the school, and he was also good for the staff and the teachers. There was a unity there, and we no longer seem to have, like everything else. J.G. Johnson has had now this will be the fourth principal in 2 years. That doesn't build stability in a school.
Mostly on my thoughts, I'm angry because from what I've been hearing, my son just started at J.G. Johnson last year, but I've been here for 2 years. Now it makes no sense for there to be 4 principals in the last 2 years. That doesn't create any stability at all for the school, for the staff, for the kids, and that's what it needs. Now if the board put him on administrative leave because of a grant that could actually better the school, if they put him on administrative leave for that, then that is just foolishness, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Is it some kind of contest to see who can run whatever, political thing that's going on? It doesn't make any sense. If something needs to be done to better the school, which J.G. Johnson needs, then let the man do it. I feel like he came here from Idaho with a particular concept that can work. And the thing is, if they're not trying to make it work, it's obvious that J.G. Johnson needs help.
And coming up after this break, this week's court report.